Good morning to you all, my subscribers this morning. Getting myself ready for work this morning. And I just thought I'd come with you with this one real quickly on this morning. I spoke on it a little bit yesterday on my break yesterday as I was walking on into the building from my job, at my job. But I don't speak on politics too much at work because it's disgusting. Too many Democrats. But anyway, I'm going to see any more people come in here this morning before I get started with the conversation. But before I do, let me go into the word of prayer, giving God thanks for a Friday, another Friday in a new month of March. And just thanking God for allowing us to open our eyes and see this day we never seen before. But I want to go into the Our Father prayer because it's the prayer we all supposed to be speaking to our Father each and every day over our lives for protection, for forgiveness, or whatever it may be, that we got to hand it over to the Lord. Okay, because He's given us another chance to get things that we didn't get right yesterday, to try to get it right again today. That's why it's not always so good to, when something happens, to give an immediate response to it, because it may be some things you might not have seen. So it gives you some time to, really overlook some things. But anyway, here I go. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debt as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thy you are the kingdom and the power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. So anyway, I'm going to get into this because I'm getting ready for work. It's Friday. Thank God it is Friday. But I'm going to get into this real quickly and then get myself out of here. So what I was talking about this morning and everything, as you can see in the title, about there a time and a place for everything. There is a time and a place from everything. And I believe it's in Ecclesiastes 4 that teaches us about a time for to live, a time to die, a time to mourn, a time to be glad, a time of season for everything. Now, with the new government, this new government that we're in, we already know Trump only been president now for baby since he's been sworn in, not quite, about a month now. I'll say about a month because it was like January 21st, I believe. And he was sworn in officially the president of the United States of America. And we also know that it's only just been a month, but these people already had it planned, all the tactics they're going to use to stir up all kind of trouble, all kind of confrontational stuff against the United States government that is going to be in leadership for the year 2025 all the way up into 2028, I believe, or 2029. But moving forward, this is what I'm going to say. I saw the highlights and I saw some of the channels I went on to talk about what took place on Tuesday. How they refused to stand, how they refused to clap their hands, how they had to usher a congressman out of there who stood up with a cane named by the name of Al Green, and he had to be removed from Congress. He had not come from Congress, but from the building. He had to be removed from his seat, and he had to be removed because he was stirring up a whole lot of stuff. He was a heckler. He was doing heckling Trump and doing all kind of disrespectful things that should not be taking place in during that time when the president is giving a state um to the office of Congress, when he's addressing some things out there to Congress, to the United States of America, to the people. And this is being publicly seen. This is being seen not only just by the American people, but our enemies in places all over the world. And this is how our government is acting. These are the people who've been placed in leadership to act towards the American people. Even if you don't like Trump, I think you need to pipe down. When I mean pipe down, sometimes just bite down. Don't say nothing. Clap your hands. But it doesn't necessarily have to take all that, you know, entertainment, what they was doing up in there, and how they all stood out and started singing some the old Negro hymns and songs that were sung during the civil rights movement. We shall overcome. Oh yeah, we overcoming from what we've been through for the last 8 or 4 years or so. For the last 4 years, oh, we shall overcome. Everything they try to do to destroy this government now that is trying to do whatever they can to help the American people without all the distraction. And I have a shirt that said, feed your focus and starve your distraction. So we got to starve it. But I think American people have every right to speak about it as part of their freedom of speech on how they felt about what took place Tuesday on March the 3rd, I believe. March the 3rd. No, March the 4th, I'm sorry. So it was a historic moment. It's something that I'm thinking American people will never forget. And especially for that 13-year old cancer survivor who was given an honorary to the Secret Service agent by President Trump. He won't forget that because his mind is old enough to remember, even though he's been going through a lot of brain surgery because of his medical condition. He's not going to forget that. God will never allow him to forget that. That is so horrible for what they did. And for that family, for the woman who, the young lady that was by the illegals that was murdered, raped and murdered. That was another humiliating moment, devastating, hurtful, painful thing that to watch the Democrats sit there and not even clap their hands or not even shed a tear, no nothing from these people. But when he spoke on how much thousands of money, millions of dollars was spent on this war over there, Ukraine and Russia, and all the lives that are dying over there, they clapped. Something is wrong with that. But anyway, y'all, let me let y'all get into this video that I pulled up from the platform Vince Deo. This platform is Vince Deo. I got a clip of his video here, and I'm going to play it about this Democrat congressman by the name of Al Green. Al Green, not the singer Al Green, but a congressman, a Democrat congressman. They had the name of Al Green, who was removed from his seat and ushered out on Tuesday. Here we go. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the sergeant at arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
So tonight was President Trump's first State of the Union speech. It's technically called his joint address to Congress because it's his first year as president. But nonetheless, we know what we're talking about here, right? And I think it was the open question of which Democrat is going to do something really stupid and what's that going to look like? Because the non-negotiable, I almost feel nostalgic doing this video, but it's a tradition now, is that every year when Trump is president, the Democrats do something really stupid and performative and make a fool out of themselves at the State of the Union. You probably remember back in, I believe it was 2019 or 2020, that Nancy Pelosi ripped up the speech and that was a whole thing. But guys, in the year 2025, I gotta say, the Democrats have truly outdone themselves, because ripping up the speech is one thing. Shouting a few words in the middle of the speech, which has happened in prior State of the Union addresses, is another thing. But you have Representative Al Green here was just kicked out of the State of the Union because he wouldn't shut up. He would not sit down. They said, hey, please shut up. He's just there with his cane, he's like 80,000 years old saying, Donald Trump, you're the worst guy ever, and literally protested so badly he got kicked out of the State of the Union, which is prime peak behavior by Democrats. Again, no one is really surprised, but it is very interesting and worth noting here. I thought the Democrats were supposed to be introspecting. I thought they reached the grand conclusion after the 2024 election that, hey, look, maybe we took the Trump resistance and the Trump derangement syndrome just a little bit too far. We got to dial it back. Maybe we got to stop being so performative and ridiculous. Maybe we got to reach some common ground, right? Remember all of those discussions we heard from certain characters and actors in the Democrat media space after the election? They've learned nothing. They're going exactly back to their roots here. So we'll tell you all about that in today's video, folks. But firstly, if you enjoy the content, make sure you hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. You subscribing is the best way to support our work. And let's continue our push to 1 million subscribers. And with that said, okay, I would just like to note for anyone who is confused as to who Al Green is before we get into what he did tonight. This is the same crazy old Democrat that you've seen. He immediately, when Trump took office, was saying he was going to impeach the president. Impeach him for what exactly? No one's really sure. And back in 2017, same exact thing. So this is the guy, obsessed with constantly trying to impeach Trump. He's like, I'm going to get him this time. I'm going to get him this time. Just doing the same tired old dance. So it shouldn't really be any surprise that this is the guy who gets kicked out of the State of the Union.
And to remind people that Dr. King was right. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. And injustice in Gaza is a threat to justice in the United States of America. I rise to announce that the movement to impeach the president has begun. I rise to announce that I will bring articles of impeachment against the president for dastardly deeds proposed and dastardly deeds done. I also rise to say that the impeachment movement is going to be a grass-up movement, not a top-down. The people have got to move forward. The people have to demand it. And when the people demand it, it will be done. I did it before. I laid the foundation for impeachment, and it was done. Nobody knows more about it than I. And I know that it's time for us to lay the foundation again. On some issues, it is better to...
Okay, I'm back, y'all. But I'm going to get off at this moment after he said all of this. Now, it's a time and a place for everything. This is a distraction because we trying to rebuild America, make America great again, get this economy together, find out what's been going on to a lot of American U.S. dollars that have been spent and nobody knows how it's been spent, and they trying to get all of this stuff, cleared up. And here's the distraction. You have to feed your focus and starve the distraction. The American people voted for Trump to be the United States president for the United States people. Now, if these people feel they have a problem with it because of the fact that they don't want to get caught and busted and go to jail because they've been stealing and they've been using money, misusing and mishandling money to all different places that nobody ever heard of. Okay? So now this being here, the president only been a president for only 1 month. And even before that, there was drama. And everything they try to pull against him, it never prosper. He only gets greater. So anyway, y'all, I got to get myself ready and dressed to get out of here to go to work. But if God's willing, maybe or maybe not this evening, I'll come back and we can, go deeper into the discussion about this dim congressman by the name of Al Green and the Democrats and what they've been doing and how they so shameful and disgracefully did what they did to the American people. And I say the American people because these lives that was lost, these lives that are fighting for their life right now for the attack with cancer, and this is the time they want to do all of this, that we trying to come together as American people, recognizing American people and what the everyday American people are going through. And this is what they want to do. This is why it's a shame to be a Democrat. It's really a shame to be a Democrat. Well, I know I became a Democrat because I didn't know any better back then. I was 18, maybe 19 years old. Then I changed my party to, I think, independent. Then I changed back to Democrat. So just because you are registered as a certain party doesn't necessarily mean if you don't agree with their policies and their politics, you don't have to vote them in. Simple as that. I vote for whatever is best for the American people and who stands for the American people. And with that being said, I gotta go. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful Friday, and you all be safe. Love you.